Jeff, Adam, I cannot let you in. You know why, as it weighs heavily on your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's going on in there?
That sounds like a party. Come on, man.
Oh, that? That is just our annual Star Wars and Firefly convention, yes. The host this year is Joss Whedon.
Oh, come on.
No, for you, I have something special. You will be going to a viewing of Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li.
Couldn't we just go to hell instead?
Hell sounds good.
Yeah.
Some would say you are.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Adam Scott,
And I'm Jeff John Cox.
and this week we saw a film that I really liked.
We're TNT Movie Geeks.
Yes, we are. And we saw Race to Witch Mountain.
We have very differing opinions on this movie.
Yeah, I think this may stem from the fact that the original Escape to Witch Mountain, which I think was 1978, was one of my favorite films when I was a kid, and so I kind of had a little bit of fanboyness going into this, for lack of a better word.
I did not.
So I mean, I think that this film captures much of the original's heart, which was pretty much about two things: space and sticking it to the man.
And two little Mormon kids in the back of a cab.
Yeah, and if you don't like those things, then not for you.
No, they're aliens. They're little aliens that you would have thought. I don't know. Please.
It's basically a semi-convoluted plot, more or less like the original. The upshot is aliens can fly spaceships well. Alien kids, they're not very good at it.
You know, and this has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it, and Carla Gugino, who was also in
Yeah.
Watchmen, which we saw last week.
Yes, and she was much more underused in this. Her part was very, very small.
Well,
I
she
would
was
say.
underused in Watchmen too.
Well, this is also true, but there wasn't as much substance to this role.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I can't say Dwayne Johnson. I have to put The Rock in the middle of it.
No, it's okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays a cab driver named Jack in Vegas, who is kind of having a little bit of mob trouble.
He's a tough guy with a
Yeah.
shady past.
Yeah, he's been a getaway driver,
Yeah.
you know. And now he drives a cab because he's going legit. He looks in his rearview mirror, and there are two little blonde kids who need him to take them somewhere.
And unlike most of his fares, this one isn't to Planet Hollywood.
Yeah,
So that's a change.
You know what's my favorite part of this whole movie is when Carla Gugino's character explains how stupid the plot of this movie is.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those ones that, like with many, many offerings from Disney, if you think about it too much, you just kind of want to go away.
I think this part, though, where she's talking about chaos theory and the coincidences that led to them helping each other.
Wow, there's this.
Yes, I
and
think
there's
it was
that,
an in-joke.
And this is going on at the same time?
I
What
think
are
it was
the
an
odds?
in-joke from the writer. I think the writer's like, I can't believe they're paying me to write this. You know what? I'm going to write that in the movie. That I can't
And
believe
it got left in.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is not one of those films for people who actually like thinking really hard.
Did you
about
like it,
movies.
though? Did you like the movie?
I enjoyed it very much. In a lot of ways, it's almost like kind of an anti-Da Vinci Code, because there's really not a lot of.
Yeah, there's no Well, there's convoluted. Listen, this movie isn't worth watching for the first hour, at least for people who haven't seen it before.
Or people who are over the age of like 8.
Yeah, there's just no, it was so boring for an hour, and it finally held my interest for the last 50 minutes.
Yeah, it really, things really pick up when the pursuit really gets on.
Yeah, and they go back to Vegas. Anyway, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I didn't think was very bad. I didn't even think his lines were that cheesy.
He turned in a decent performance. You know, he's a man thrown into very, very strange circumstances, and he deals with it in a fairly believable
I would have liked to have seen
fashion.
better special effects. I think
Yeah, the budget of this one is way better than the original, and probably better than the awful purple light versions I've heard something about that were going on during the 90s. But
And they made the spaceship look like a carnival ride. I can't get
yeah, it actually made me a little nauseous when I first saw it.
Well, now it's
Spinning
time
lights.
for this week's.
Worst movie news ever!
And a sequel is in the works for the 1980 sci-fi classic, The Last Starfighter.
I love The Last Starfighter, man.
Oh,
I
it's
love
cool.
it. That's my escape to Witch Mountain. I love The Last Starfighter so much. One of my favorite movies growing up. You know what my favorite part is? Like,
Ending. Yeah.
oh yeah, when the bad guys are about to crash into the planet,
What do we do now, sir?
we die.
And that was this week's.
Worst movie news ever!
So I know we called that worst movie news ever. I'd like to see it. I'm sorry. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's my race to Witch Mountain.
How much cooler will they make the spaceship car?
Oh,
I bet it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. And the little when you hit the button, don't touch this button. Okay. Anyway, next week on TNT Movie Geeks, we have a comedy.
Yeah, and it's I Love You, Man.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do. Gotta. Anyway, that will be next week. It stars Paul Rudd and Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, and we're really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And then Monsters vs. Aliens.
In 3D.
Another one that he's making me go to. All right, well, we'll talk to you next week. I'm Jeff John Cox.
And I'm Adam Scott.
See you later.